Electricity powers our modern world, but it also presents a silent danger. Electric shock, the passage of electrical current through the body, can cause severe injuries or even death. Understanding the risks associated with electricity and knowing how to respond in an emergency is crucial for everyone. Electric shocks can happen anywhere, from homes and workplaces to public spaces. The severity of an electric shock depends on various factors, including the strength of the current, the duration of contact, and the pathway the electricity takes through the body. The human body is a good conductor of electricity. When an electric current passes through it, it can disrupt the normal electrical signals that control our organs, especially the heart and brain. This disruption can lead to burns, seizures, cardiac arrest, and other life-threatening conditions. Knowing how to respond quickly and safely in an electrical emergency can mean the difference between life and death. Immediate action, including breaking the contact with the electrical source and administering appropriate first aid, is crucial while waiting for professional medical help to arrive. Electric shocks can occur in various situations, often unexpectedly. Being aware of common causes and knowing the initial steps to take can be life-saving. Here are some typical scenarios. Faulty appliances or wiring. Damaged cords, malfunctioning appliances, or exposed wiring can create a path for electricity to flow, posing a risk of shock. If an appliance emits sparks, smoke, or an unusual smell, immediately unplug it and discontinue use. Outdoor electrical hazards. Downed power lines, contact with overhead wires, or using electrical equipment in wet conditions can lead to severe shocks. Maintain a safe distance from downed power lines and never work with electrical equipment in wet or damp environments. Child-proofing lapses. Young children are naturally curious and may insert objects into electrical outlets or tamper with cords. Install safety covers on all unused outlets and keep electrical cords out of reach. If you encounter someone experiencing an electric shock, the first and most crucial step is to ensure your own safety. Never touch the victim while they are still in contact with the electrical source, as you could also become injured. Instead, immediately try to turn off the power source. Locate the circuit breaker or unplug the device if it's safe. If you cannot disconnect the power, use a non-conductive object like a dry wooden broom handle or a rubber mat to move the victim away from the source. Approaching an electrical hazard requires a calm and cautious approach. Your safety is paramount, so follow these steps to minimize risks. Assess the scene. Before taking any action, quickly scan the environment to identify the source of the electric shock and any potential hazards. Look for downed power lines, water spills, or other dangers. Turn off the power. If possible, locate the circuit breaker or unplug the device causing the shock. This is the safest way to break the flow of electricity. Use non-conductive materials. If you cannot disconnect the power, use a non-conductive object like a dry wooden broom handle, a rubber mat, or a thick book to move the victim away from the source. Never use anything wet or made of metal. Maintain a safe distance. Once you have separated the victim from the electrical source, maintain a safe distance until emergency services arrive. Electricity can travel through the ground, so avoid touching the victim directly until the power is confirmed off. Remember, time is of the essence in an electrical emergency, but taking calculated risks can lead to more injuries. If you are unsure about any aspect of the situation, it is always best to err on the side of caution and wait for trained professionals. Separating a victim from an electrical source is critical, but requires a cautious approach to prevent further injury to both the victim and the rescuer. Follow these steps to ensure safety. Do not touch the victim directly. Electricity can flow through the victim's body, and touching them while they are still in contact with the source can electrocute you as well. Locate the power source. Identify the source of the electricity, whether it's a power outlet, appliance, or downed power line. This will determine the best course of action. Disconnect the power. If possible, turn off the power at the source. Find the circuit breaker or unplug the device if it is safe. This is the quickest way to stop the flow of electricity. Use a non-conductive object. If you cannot disconnect the power, use a long, dry, non-conductive object to move the victim away from the source. Suitable options include a wooden broom handle, a rubber mat, or a thick book. Push, don't pull. When using a non-conductive object, push the electrical source away from the victim or the victim away from the source. Avoid pulling, as this could bring the source closer to you. Remember, your safety is paramount. Never attempt to move a victim from a downed power line or other high-voltage source. Instead, maintain a safe distance and wait for trained professionals to arrive.